Well, I got a couple of pieces here that are pretty gnarly, and I was going to just spall them down and see what they contain. But I haven't done a video in a while, so I'll see if I can catch these on video. Well, I know I can, but I don't know if I'll be able to get anything useful. I spalled a couple other ones earlier, and all I can get was flint for you, maybe some flint and steel guys. Let's see. This is only useful for the flint and steel stuff. And I just so happen to have my little flint here. I mean, my little steel here. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of practice I can get it. Anyway, I guess this is high carbon steel. Anyway, I've been spalling this stuff and it's not that great. It needs to be heat treated, but it can be used for creating sparks. I'm not going to use it for arrowheads, so I'll probably offer it to somebody for flint and steel stuff. Okay, so back to rear of the van knapping. All right. I went ahead and I sanded down the faces of these ends on the aluminum. So we should be ready to go. This doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it's flaking okay. Probably could use some heat also. I don't have very many large pieces, and what I have is mostly like this. Extremely gnarly and stuff nobody else wants to work. I spend money on stone, but I don't spend a lot of money on stone. You know what I mean? So I end up just getting so-so material. Not the best quality, but I guess I'm known for that, for working the difficult stuff. I've never really wanted to spend a whole lot of money on these nodules, and I'm getting very low on large nodules, so after I exhaust my current supply, I'm not going to do any more large stuff. I just have no interest in looking for large rocks anymore. I found that I don't like doing them. I don't like knapping them or looking for the rocks or the materials or stressing out over trying to preserve length and width. So there you go. I got a few projects going with large blades, and I have a little bit left to do those, and that's it. It's back to the rock challenges, but the easier ones, not the ones that are extremely difficult. I've got some Kanawha black again, and some gray, Kanawha gray. Got some rhyolite stashed away somewhere that I've been putting off. I'll probably do that. But these very difficult quartzites and stuff, nope. I don't think so. Although I probably will do some quartzite that I find locally here in Vermont, because there's a ton of it. Most of it crumbles like hard candy. Doesn't hold together at all. But I haven't tried all of it yet. There's probably some in there that might work. Yeah, this could improve greatly with heat. And how do I know? It just looks like some stuff that I heat treated not the other day, but last year that worked out rather well. It looked just like this stuff. Yeah. It's got internal defects. It's not really concrete, although it looks like concrete. It's just got all sorts of weird cracks in it. Right in the middle. Stuff like that. But I'm still going to save it, heat treat it, and test it out. And if I get a good buy face out of this, I'll just offer it for sale and let you guys heat treat it. Or do whatever. So I'll try to preserve as much of this as I can. All right. Let's see. There's some concrete right there. For those of you who don't know what it looks like, that's it right there. So you don't want that on your by face. I'm trying to get rid of some trying to get me some long flakes here, but it's not working out all that well. Now the pollen count here is pretty high. I've got some sinus pain, but it's a different kind of pollen, so I feel weird. I don't know what to make of it. I'm back in Vermont, by the way. Much cooler here in the summer than West Texas. That is for sure. Well, it's not officially not summer yet, I don't think. But it's, it's 20 to 30 degrees cooler here than it is down in there, down in West Texas. All right, let's see. I got to be very, very careful. I don't know where any of these cracks are going. There's cracks everywhere, but I don't know where they're going. They could be just going a little ways in, or they could be going all the way. I hear a little bit of a ring. So it's not too bad. Usually if it's badly cracked, it'll just thud. It won't make a ringing noise. Yeah, I'll gather up all these flakes and I'll heat treat most of them. In case you're wondering. I'll offer boxes of flakes on this next auction. It won't be this stuff. This stuff is kind of cruddy, but there might be I don't know. Some spots on this are easier to nap than other spots. I might include a couple of pieces from this in a box of flakes. Okay, let me see. Let me get my depth perception. All right. Yeah, much better. Much better to get the feel for it first before I hit it. Because if I just go for it, my depth perception is all out of whack because of my glasses. My magnifying readers. But also, I have the same effect when it comes to safety goggles. Okay. Yeah, I just barely wanted to graze that. I always err on the side of caution. And don't just go blasting inward. I still need to cut this stuff off. I don't know where to hit it though. Yeah. The surface is very erratic. There we go. surface is all lumpy and weird, it's hard to find an opportunity. And if you try to create a platform on a weird surface, a lot of times you lose a lot of material just trying to create a good platform. So I'm just hitting opportunistically so I don't have to remove too much material to create a platform. And I just want to graze the surface. I don't want to dig right in. Why? Because it allows me to see where any cracks are and where they're developing or where they exist, so I can avoid breaking it along those cracks if possible. See, if I miss a crack and I hit somewhere where I shouldn't hit, that crack can open up and go across the piece. But if I was more careful, I could preserve the piece by being aware of where the crack is. And I'll show you what I mean if I find one. I try to show you what I mean in other videos about avoiding these cracks. I'll try to do that again in this video if I find one that's obvious. Yeah, when there's no opportunity or not any real good opportunities, I try to create a platform. And it could be just as simple as removing a little chunky flake so I can have a good seat when I gouge or swipe. I'll do a video describing gouging and swiping with words. I don't know if it'll be tonight, but it'll be very soon. Probably in the next couple of days. And I have some other topics I want to go over with words. Where is this? Alright, let's see if I can do this. Okay, let's get my depth perception. Depth perception. It's a little bit wide to hold it too. Okay. These flakes are breaking up, which is not that great, but it's better than nothing. Alright, let's see. Would it be better if I had a pad and then do this with a bopper? Maybe in some circumstances, yes, but I don't use pads because never have felt comfortable using them. I don't get the full follow through. And I snap it on the pad too. I snap it in the middle. While it's on the pad, I'll snap it right in the middle because I'm bridging it. I guess my leg is too squishy. My leg is too squishy. It doesn't support in the middle. You know, some guys have real firm musculature or something. That's not me. Okay. I can hold a flaker behind my knee like a lot of people can't, but yet I don't have the top of the legs like everybody else that has it's not firm. It's really, really squishy. So if I use a pad, it has to be extremely stiff, heavy, bulky. Doesn't fit in my toolkit. So I don't use it. All right. Whoop, that flake broke. Yeah, don't do that, boys and girls. Don't throw good flakes over on top of piles that cause them to break. this little lumpiness. Let's see. I gotta create a platform somewhere because I don't see any good ones. I just took off a little chunk there. Let's see if that works. I'll be able to hit this way, hopefully. It's going to be kind of dicey because I gotta hit just right. There it is. One good strike and then one more good strike and it's pretty much gone. Theoretically. I keep getting the question, why do I grind the edges? Obviously, it's not obvious. It's amazing to me. I never had that question. Why do you grind the edges? If I just look to see what happens after the napper grinds the edges, it gets dull. I can see that. So, without even asking the question, I know it gets dull. Maybe they should ask the question, why do you need it to be dull? Well, again, if you just look and see what the napper's doing, if it's not dull enough, he'll say, oops, it crushed because it's not dull enough. Oh, okay. But I still get the question, why do you grind it? Because it crushes if I don't. It crushes really bad if I don't. And sometimes even if I do, it crushes, smashes into like a little mess. It gets messy. On the edge, it looks all battered and traumatized. You want it to look nice and sharp and, deadly. You don't want it to look all traumatized and ugly. Lean and mean. A lean, mean edge. Lean by not having big lumps. And mean, sharp. That's why. If it's not dull, I can't make it into a lean, mean edge. It just becomes battered and traumatized. How's that for an explanation? Well, they forget about the explanation and they go, what accent is that? Where are you from anyway? I change my accent so I don't get bored because I've said the same thing thousands of times. Okay. Here we go. That was not too bad. That was pretty good. A little bit too much scooping there, but I still have lots of width. Let's see. Am I committing any errors in tactics? I've already thinned down the ends, top and bottom, so I think I'm all right. If it's too fat on the ends, it makes the ends too heavy. And then when you strike in the middle, the heavy ends go, hold on, I don't want to travel with the whole thing. I want to stay put. It's called momentum. So when the ends stay put, you hit in the middle goes, okay, well, now I crack. Okay? Now I crack. Yeah, you don't want that. Yeah, I'm getting there. I don't want to remove too much width, but I'm going to have to try to get that opportunity looking better. Opportunistic things looking a little bit better. Yeah. want to send a flake across there. I could take a marker and show you what I'm planning, but the reason why I don't is because a lot of times those plans don't work out. And I don't want to show you how many times they don't work out. How's that? Yeah. I meant to do that. Well, why didn't you mark it with a marker, dude? If you meant to do it, show us. No. I meant to do it in a way that's a, what do you call this? It's not tautology. There's an expression in philosophy that explains the concept of determining something by the end result. I could be doing that. But you know that's wrong, right? Yeah, everyone knows it's wrong to classify something by its end result. Yet, a lot of people do it all the time. So if that's correct, to classify something by its end result, then all I need to do is wait until I make a flake, and then I say, I meant to do that. I meant to do that because I'm classifying it by its end result. See? I meant to do that. I meant that result. And everybody knows that's a bunch of BS. And yet, a lot of so-called scientists analyze things by the end result. Or not analyze. They evaluate, categorize, or otherwise classify things by their end result. Why don't they recognize that as BS? I don't know. Maybe a bunch of years of college prevent you from saying BS, or just by default, you know, certain number of years of study eliminate you from the universe of BS. Maybe. Is that what it is? I don't know. Not in my book. In my book, knowledge, true knowledge, is the adversary of authority. Not the ally. Because true knowledge evolves over time and proves many people wrong. As it should. But the authorities don't want to be wrong. Oh no. So it's adversarial. Knowledge is, the advancement of knowledge is adversarial to authority. But they want to say the opposite. Alright. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can get rid of this concrete area. If not, I'll just sell it like it is and let you guys deal with the concrete area. How's that? This side looks pretty good. Well, almost pretty good. There's some internal issues. I could come in from this way, but I tried many times to come in from this way and it didn't work. Didn't work. Just need to hit harder. Much harder. Get the titanium. I accidentally went backwards with that one. With that strike. Exactly in the wrong spot too. I'm going to have to create a platform. I'm going to have to create one. So here goes. For those of you who've been watching the channel, what happens when I try to create a platform that looks perfect? It looks like it should work awesomely. Just the right distance below center line. Ground down just right. Clear path to the obstacle. All my tools are set up, ground down and shaped just right. Hit that platform with just the right force, and what happens? I crush it and had to hit somewhere else. Alright, let's see. Alright. Depth perception. Let's see. Well, it's not, I can't rely on my eyes. Okay, this is a tricky part. Since the depth perception is off, I can't rely on my eyes to do this. So I have to rely on just the swing. I don't even have to look at it because it doesn't help. So what I'm doing is just waiting for the swing to make it in the right spot. Now why don't I take my glasses off? Because I'm so used to using these glasses that I have to keep them on now. And I don't want to take them off because it's that time I take them off that I'm going to get a piece of stone in my eye. Okay. Depth perception. This is the depth. Well, I got a stack now. Let's try one more time. I didn't hit the platform. I hit over here for some weird reason. Okay. Ooh, I hit that really hard. It should have gone. There's a crack in there. There's a flake in there somewhere. That's a nice juicy step fracture. Nice juicy stack right there. Why do I say juicy? Because if I hit it just right, the whole thing just blows right off like a turtleback. But that's the problem. You gotta hit it just right. That was a nice platform too. I hate to see it go. I miss it already. What? What are you talking about? I'm just joking, okay? I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm trying to create a platform without removing too much of the edge or too much like that. It's not working too good. All right. All right, so I just really smashed into it. And did it work? I have a crack going there. It tried to do it. See, it's trying to sneak around on this side because there's an incomplete crack there. So now I got to hit it from this side. All right. See if I can get under it. It's not going to be easy. There's an internal crack there. Oops, you guys can't see. Oh well. I'm not going to show you again. Why didn't I grind it really well last time? Well, with the swiping technique, which is what I've been using mostly, you don't really need to grind it down all that well. I should try to hit that with some indirect percussion, maybe. Just hit right on the front of that stack. Try to take it down a little bit. There we go. a little bit. Oh goodness, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it because I had to hit it with extreme force to try to get under that thing. It's already 30 minutes, so I'll do it on the next segment. Okay, no brakes. This time I'm going to grind the edge a lot. Okay, it's going to be helped a little bit because there's already a start to that crack here. So as long as I get in there and under it sufficiently, it'll meet up with that side of the crack, and hopefully the energy won't be as, how do I say? The energy will not be consumed too much on this side, and it'll drive more onto this side where I want it to go. I'm going to hit right here, see if I can remove part of it, because if I just do a direct attack, it's just going to stack. I need to sneak up on it slowly, like with 2 hits. One hit here where I see this existing crack. One hit there and another hit there. I try to do that without thinking. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Was it all blurry? Probably. You didn't want to see it anyway. Gosh. It was a nice platform. It was a nice continuous platform too. Yeah. I want to hit just an irregular edge like I usually do. I'm trying to get better at preparing these platforms, but I'm just going to go ahead and hit this irregular edge just any old way. Well, it wants to do it. It wants to, but it just can't. Let's see. Yeah, just can't get through that. And you got all that mess because you just went for it. Yeah, well, I hit it hard enough to send a big overshot or anything else. I hit it hard enough to break it in half. It should have gone, but they're just, you know, that concrete's holding it back. All right. Okay, we finally got a good hit there. Is it going to work? It might not work, but it might. I might be able to get through. Now, are all these nodules like this? All these really gnarly ones? Are they all cruddy in the middle? Just when you think you got a good blade? Is it going to be this way? No, not all of them are like this. And I might have been able to do this better if I was knapping the whole week and get a little bit more familiar with this type of stone, but I've been knapping all kinds of different stuff. All right. Okay, I'm a little confined in the back of the van too, so there's my story. I got a bunch of good excuses. Camera is in my way. See if I can undo the in my way. All right. I don't know. that side naps nice. All right, this other side just doesn't play fair. Okay, I'm going to try gouging it this time. Heck with this wiping. Okay, depth perception. Gouging's not working. Okay, here we go. Okay. There it is. All right, hit it hard enough to break it. It's the moment of truth. So what do I do in this circumstance? I just heat treat it, and then I can make stuff out of these. There's a pocket of something right there. That's a weak spot. So that helped it, right? Sometimes I wish I had a big old indirect percussion setup. Maybe I'll do that. Create like a 1/2 inch thick indirect percussion flaker, and then get a steel bar, maybe an inch, no, 1.25 inch diameter, and just do metal on metal steel indirect percussion on these instead of taking it easy with the aluminum. The aluminum's too gentle. It grabs the edge. It grabs and pulls a little bit, but it's supposed to do that if you want long flakes. But I think with stuff like this, it's just so I can get this on film and not break it. I'm going to need metal on metal, highly intense indirect percussion. How's that? I still got a couple of these nodules left that I know are going to be concretey. Would it have helped if I had heat treated it right here at this stage before I took that risk? No, I think it would have snapped anyway because of that weak spot, and also because of the shape. It's a little bit too long for the width. With the power required to remove that concrete, see, I would have to get underneath that powdery area. I would have to get underneath, because it looks like the concrete exists right in that same zone with the powdery area, or at least 1/8 of an inch down. So yeah, concrete doesn't get fixed in all cases with heat. It does get easier to nap through concrete when you heat treat it, but not in all cases. So you're going to get really nice to nap here heat treat, and concrete that has barely been affected. So you know what happens when that happens. Yeah, it crushes a lot more than what I've got here, and it'll snap easier. Let's see if I can remove it now, this little area. Now you want a flake. Which reminds me of something I was watching a discussion on some other channel about elders being the ones that are napping. Yeah, I think so, but you're forgetting one thing. Something that is affecting me in this video. The elder's eyesight is not so great. How are they making the delicate points without wearing glasses back in the day? They're not. Eyes fail you over time. So the elders are not doing the intricate stuff because they can't see. Not only that, but there's accidents. And there's no eye operations. You get scar tissue on your eyes or whatever. Age affects your eyesight. So you got to think, well, maybe the elders, the ones with the most experience, are not the ones with, with the years and years of experience, are not the ones doing it. Maybe these guys are very good at it at a young age. So I was thinking about that, but no, I didn't comment or anything on these other discussions. Just let them think that, you never know. Our poor eyesight may be caused by other things in our environment, chemicals and diet, and drug addictions, and addictive medications, and who knows what else can affect eyes. I know diabetes affects your eyes. Eyesight. Type 2 diabetes. I don't think it was as common back in the day as it is now because of our industrialized diets with tons of sugar. Anyway, that's how I deal with that. I would heat treat this now that there's no concrete in any of these areas. I don't see any concrete. And you guys that were drooling over maybe getting your hands on a large... What's the other piece? You guys were drooling on, hoping to get your hands on a large biface. Oh well. Where is the other piece? I don't see why I lost it. It's not like there's a ton of flakes down here. Okay, there it is. Wrong area. All right. So that's it. I'm going to join these two sections of video together so that you can see the mistakes in one video only. Yeah, I just heat treat these two. What heat? How long? With what? Do you put sand in it? No, I just throw it in a turkey roaster. I bought a new one. It's coming in the mail. I'll do another video showing how I set it up. How's that? So I set up a turkey roaster with an insulated lid. And I drill a little hole in the side of the turkey roaster, and I put a little thermometer in there because the turkey roaster dial is sometimes wonky. It could say you're 450, but you're really at 435, and it makes a difference. Okay? What happens if you crank your heat all the way to 450 and your turkey roaster is wonky and you're only getting 430? What do you do? Well, you could perform surgery on your roaster and fix the dial so that it will, turn further. Or you wind the little spring inside a little bit more so when you turn it, it'll, do whatever it's doing better. Anyway, so that's why you need a little thermometer stuck in the side so you can see if the turkey roaster is actually matching up with the dial. The heat within the turkey roaster, make sure it's matching up with the dial. I'll show you how to do that, I suppose. Okay. I suppose, because I might not remember. It's another thing about getting older. Either you don't want to remember, or you just can't. I think it's a combination of both. All right, so yeah, I'm not going to offer this for sale. I'm going to heat treat it. I don't want to torture you guys with this. This is a really bad piece. It's not even translucent, so all right. On the next video, I might tackle this one. Although, if I don't want to break it, I'll just do it off camera. That's the best way. We'll see. Okay, that's it.